morning, everyone. Welcome to the 20th session of Jazz and Rock and Roll Horns. All you theremin enthusiasts, Moog specialist, remember the ARP Odyssey? I know some of you do. Anyway, those were the days. So today what we're going to do is I've had a lot of emails regarding writing in three parts. So we're going to do that. Three horns in a group is pretty common. This tune here is called Loverman. It's an old standard. I'm sure a lot of you have heard this tune. And what's interesting about this tune is the tonic is in the melody. The root is in the melody, which it takes a little different consideration. So here's the melody, here's the chord changes above, and we're going to write this for three parts. And the main thing to consider when writing for three parts is what are the notes that define a chord. The root, the third, the seventh, primarily those three notes. And if you have any upper extensions like ninths, 13ths, 11ths, that sort of thing. So as we write this, we're going to keep in mind that there's a band playing underneath it, and there's a bass player who's going to play the root. So in some instances, we don't have to write the root. We'll just write the notes that are important, and we'll show you as we go along here. So here's the first chord we're going to look at. It's D minor, and right off the bat, the root is in the melody. Okay? Forgot the timer there. The root is in the melody. So what we're going to do is we don't want to do the seventh because that would be a whole step at the top of our voicing, which wouldn't sound good. So we're just going to come down here and do a simple block. So we have D, A, and F, okay? And then the next is an E. So what I would do is I would just do a diatonic passing, and in this case, I would do from D minor is the one chord. So the one chord for D minor is C. Even though we're in F, we have one flat, right? Just considering the D minor. So I would go B and G, and then I would drop back down here to the D again for A and F. Now, on the G7, we have the root in the melody. So we don't want to write an F natural, again, would have a whole step at the top of the voicing. So we're going to come down here and we're going to grab E natural, which is the 13th, okay? And that'll sound fabulous. And then we're going to do, since we have B flat in the key signature, we're going to make that a B natural, okay? Looks good, everybody's moving. Back down here's D. We could do B natural. I write when I'm voicing like this, all these parts stacked up, I write it, even though we've already established B is a natural in this bar, I like to write it again because, as you see, for this second voicing, let's say he's this tenor sax, he's playing an E natural concert and then a B. So he's not, this is the bottom voicing. So that way I like to keep track. And also when we transpose our parts, this B flat here, if we write, let's say we're in F and we're going to write for alto, which is up a sixth, this changes to D, the key of D, right? From F to the key of D. And so any accidentals you have, you're going to have on your transpose. So, and then I would just, on this G, I would just come down here. So we have fifth, major third, and flat seven. And then up again, I would do this C, the top end of a C major seven. Okay, that'll work. That'll work fine. Everybody's moving. We're in good shape. So on the D, here we go again. So on this one, the voicing is up a third here. So F, I would definitely go for the seventh here, the flat seven, and then A, and then down here we have the tonic. So I would do this, and I would do and a C. Okay, and then again I would just do for this C7, I would do the 13th. Okay. And there you go. There's our first two bars. Okay. Moving onward, here's a G minor with the root in the melody. So I would do G, D, B flat. Then I would do a passing like I did here, just concerning the G minor, the one chord would be F. So I would do this, come back down here, and depending on what instruments we're using, even though trombone can easily hit that C, although we might consider using a drop one here. So if we did that, we would have C, we would have A, and then we'd have E, and we could drop this A down to here, like that, okay? And then we would do C, 7, B flat, okay? And then we would do, here we could do an F. Triad would work there, and everybody moves nicely. Okay, and our last bar, G. Okay, and so what I would do there, though, I would do well, no, maybe I wouldn't do an F, because I was going to consider using an F here, but we have an F here, and we want him to move. So let's keep it easy and just go up to there, like that. Okay, and then C minor, B flat. Okay, here we go, G minor. We could go B flat here, but we're going to be repeating our B flat. So we could go, what I would consider doing is going to an A and an F. There, so we have the 5th, the 9th, and the 7th, and then we have C again, root in the melody, right? So we go A and E natural. Okay, tied over. So that's our first 4 bars. Okay, so here we have, in our next 4 bars, we have an F7, but this A flat is the sharp 9. Okay, so we have the sharp 9, which is our A flat. Okay, so what we want to do here is I would go E flat, because 7th, to grab the 7th, which is important, and then I would just go C. Okay, and then F here would be C, A flat. Okay, and then this, to get this E happening, I would do a C minor. What would I do there? Yeah, I would do you could do a dominant passing, which would be C, E natural to a B flat, which would be like a C7 there, dominant passing, back to our F. Everybody moves, we're good. Okay, that's our plus 9. Keep in mind, you got the band underneath playing the root and the major third. So if we don't grab the major third here, which is really definitive, we don't want this sounding like an F minor chord, then somebody's got to be playing the major third against that sharp 9, which is your A flat. So they're playing the third, so it's covered. And then up here to a flat 9, we would just do this to C, and then we got a root in the melody here, so we would go C and A flat. Now, oh, there's the A timer. Anyway, so as we move along, here's the same notes except for the C, but now we're tackling with a B flat. Okay, and here is these chords. You could play this whole bar with the G minor, this G minor C7 over here, but we put in the other chords as well, and those work nicely. Okay, and then on our last note here, we have a root in the melody, right? So we don't want to do an E natural, so we're going to make it a 6 chord. Okay, so that would be our chord. Now, in some cases, if you're going to go move to a 5-part voicing, we could just add the notes. There might be some discrepancies along the way on a few, but for the most part, you could add the notes on down, and that would work pretty good. So anyway, there's an example in three-part writing. There's other ways to tackle some of these notes, I'm sure, but to expedite this quickly. But this will all sound good. Boy, when you hear this, it's so exciting. It all comes to life to hear all those notes being played. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for stopping by, all the great emails and words of encouragement. They really make my morning when I get up and read my emails. So don't forget, it's Fred at fredstickley.com. Visit the site, subscribe to the ebook. We'd love to hear from you. And thanks for stopping by. We'll see you again.